Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Why was the shooter sent back to class?
And if that didn't occur, what were you going to do?
I was going to call Child Protective Services.
New insight into that emergency meeting between counselors and the parents just hours before the shooting at Oxford High School.
And that was just one key point in a really busy day of testimony in Pontiac. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Karen Drew, in for Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillion. The school counselor spent time on the witness stand talking about the concerns he had leading up to the shooting. Let's get back to Sean Lay, who's been following this trial from inside the courtroom. Sean.
Devin, Karen, remember the prosecution here, Oakland County prosecutors, they are still building their case to the jury. So these are prosecution witnesses. But today was a lot about cross-examination and the defense. The morning of the shooting, Oxford school counselor Sean Hopkins, you'll hear from him. He says James Crumley sat down and counseled his son after he was presented with his son's violent images and disturbing words. Here's Hopkins.
It was enough that I wanted to involve a parent.
Sean Hopkins is a counselor at Oxford High School. Specifically, he was the counselor of James Crumley's 15-year-old son. Crumley's son was put right onto Hopkins' radar the spring of that school year. An email from a teacher who was concerned about him. Prosecutor Mark Keast walking Hopkins through more emails sent to him from more teachers at Oxford High School in the weeks and minutes leading up to the shooting. The day before the shooting, Crumley's son was caught looking up gun ammunition on his phone. The morning of the shooting, James Crumley's son was caught with violent words and images all over his math sheet. An emergency meeting was called. James and Jennifer Crumley said they had to go back to work. They could not take their son out of school that day.
I was going to meet with the student the next morning and see if they had conversations about it, if they had made some plans to move towards some sort of therapy.
And if that didn't occur, what were you going to do?
I was going to call Child Protective Services.
But Hopkins said he never sent those red flag emails from the teachers on to James Crumley. Dean of Students at Oxford High, Nicholas Ejak, testifying, no one at that meeting thought the teen was a threat.
It was your perception that Mr. Crumley was showing care for his son?
Yes.
That he reassured his son that he can always talk to him?
Yes.
In no way did you feel that Mr. Crumley was being neglectful of his son?
No, I did not.
That's Mariel Lehman, the defense attorney you hear questioning Ejak right there. She is the defense attorney for James Crumley. That was the morning session. We just got done, guys, with the afternoon session. Video by video, prosecution is showing the jury basically how a shooter is built, basically with an ATF agent on the witness stand. First video of the shooter with his dad at the range. He almost blows his hand off. By the time they get to the end, the ATF agent says all these trips to the range with his father, he became extremely proficient with a 9mm handgun. That's at 6.
Yeah, all right, Sean, we will see you then. And Christy McDonald, meanwhile, has been anchoring our live stream coverage on the trial on Local 4 Plus, and she's going to join us at 5:30 to talk about some of the big takeaways from today's testimony, including that video Sean was just mentioning of the Oxford shooter firing at a local gun range, and then video of him handling one inside their home. That's at 5:30.
Police in Ann Arbor are trying to find a man who assaulted a woman as she tried to get into her home. This happened about 2 o'clock in the morning Saturday on Vaughn Street. Police say a man she didn't know came up from behind her and then groped her. That's when she yelled and slapped the guy, scaring him off. Anyone with information about that assault, please call the local police.
All right, now to a battle the city of Detroit has been fighting for decades.
Yes, we are talking about blight on commercial properties. It's an issue that we focused on during our trip to the West Side for our In Your Neighborhood series. Well, tonight, there is good news to report. We told you we'd stay on top of the story. Will Jones live this evening, and the city's crackdown is really having an impact here, Will.
Karen and Devin, when we highlight communities for our In Your Neighborhood series, we want to continue those relationships and keep coming back. When I heard about what is happening at this property, I had to share it with you.
It's good. We bought this property. We can help the young kids get themselves together.
The Sims had driven past this vacant auto shop on Finco in Detroit for years. It wasn't until the city remediated the property that they gave it a second look.
They cleaned it up, painted it, and it made it more appealing for people to want to buy it.
They purchased the property last September at an auction, and they plan to transform it into a youth center for their nonprofit, the Movement Stop the Violence Detroit.
So we want to teach them trades and have entrepreneurs come in and talk to them and coach them.
Last month for In Your Neighborhood in Northwest Detroit, I spent time with Detroit Blight Remediation Assistant Director Katrina Crawley talking about the city's efforts to tackle blight in commercial corridors like this one. She goes after owners of blighted properties, holding them responsible for cleaning them up. And this is an example of what you're hoping to accomplish with every single property, right?
Absolutely. When we come out and we see a target area, we look for potential, we look for opportunity, we look to bring hope.
Darnell Jackson is a city contractor with the city's blight remediation program.
We come through, we clean the garbage up, all the trash out, and then we go from there.
Planting the seeds for economic development. How important is it for people who are from this community to own businesses in this community?
It's very important. For one, you got to keep the dollars in our community. Like, we spend our money, we go everywhere else, and we need to keep the money in our community.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done to transform the interior of this building. The Sims are hoping to have this center up and running over the next 6 to 12 months, and we will definitely be back for the grand opening. We're live on the Northwest Side. Will Jones, Local 4.
Always great to share that good news in the neighborhood. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
All right, Dr. Frank McGeorge here with us now because we have some new worries about the flu.
We sure do. It comes after the state announced the first pediatric death from the virus, and obviously lots of people are so worried about this, Frank.
Well, logically so, Karen and Devin. You know, we only know that it was a child who died with an infection from influenza A, specifically the H1N1 strain. Now, we don't have any details regarding the location or age of the child, but bigger picture, here's the thing. This should serve as a reminder that the flu can kill. In fact, so far nationwide, there have been 103 pediatric deaths this season. And more importantly, we have a way to reduce or eliminate those deaths. Here's Dr. Kira Saplinka from Cornwall West on getting the flu vaccine even this far into the season.
It is not too late. So ideally, when we vaccinate our children, we vaccinate them at the beginning of the season, which traditionally is in August or September of each year. However, the vaccine is still available and still effective. And so we would encourage you all to get your children vaccinated. Some children may need 2 doses of the vaccine within the same season, but all children will benefit from taking the vaccine dose. It will decrease their chances of being hospitalized and having severe complications from influenza.
Now, here's the thing I really want to point out. Nationally, of the children who died from influenza, nearly 90% of those children, they weren't vaccinated against the flu. In fact, in Michigan, only a hair over 19% of kids were vaccinated against the flu, which is, frankly, lower than previous years. So that is something we need to overcome.
6 months and older, right?
6 months and older,
yes.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
Doc.
Doc.
Sure.
The presidential general election season certainly seems to be well underway. President Biden and former President Trump held dueling rallies in the swing state of Georgia. Today, President Biden with a full campaign schedule, unveiling ways that he says will lower costs for families, launching a Students for Biden campaign, and unveiling his budget, while former President Trump presses ahead to try to lock up the GOP nomination. President Biden on a battleground blitz today on the road in New Hampshire, fresh off unveiling his election year budget proposal that includes tax breaks for families, new money for housing, and lowering health care costs. Earlier, telling local leaders in the National League of Cities it's time for a new cycle of hope.
Pride in your hometown, pride in making a comeback, pride in America, pride in knowing we can get big things done when we work together.
That amid an already deeply contentious re-election campaign. Both the president and former President Trump rallying in Georgia this weekend ahead of tomorrow's primary there, with Mr. Trump mocking his successor's lifelong stutter and slamming his record.
Everything Joe Biden touches turns to everything.
In a CNBC interview this morning, the former president said this about entitlements, including Social Security and Medicare.
There is a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of cutting.
The White House quick to respond that President Biden will protect those programs as he addresses a key concern for members of his own party, his handling of the Israel-Hamas war, telling MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart that while he would never abandon Israel's defense, an invasion of Rafah would be a red line.
We cannot have 30,000 more Palestinians dead.
In a new ad, the Biden campaign targeting another vulnerability, the president's age.
Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret. But here's the deal. I understand how to get things done for the American people.
The messaging war ramping up on the road to the White House. One key voting bloc this election cycle, young voters. Today, the Biden-Harris campaign announced the endorsement of 15 youth voter groups, along with launching a new initiative that aims to mobilize young voters to get to the polls. All right, we turn to the weather for a Monday. Pretty beautiful start for the work week.
Look at that. That is picture perfect. The sun's been shining all day long. Taking a live look outside from our downtown sky cam pointed across the river to Canada. Let's send it over to Kim Adams for an update on our forewarned forecast. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Karen. Well, now let's take another look. And this is from our Windsor sky cam looking the other direction. And it is every bit as beautiful with lots of sunshine, crystal blue skies. 56 right now in Detroit and in Howell. 55 in Pontiac. Adrian, for whatever reason, decided not to report. 55 in Monroe, mid-50s, mid to upper 50s across much of southeast lower Michigan, including Pontiac at 55 and also in Port Huron. It's anywhere from 16 degrees warmer right now than it was yesterday in Monroe in Ann Arbor, all the way to 22 degrees warmer right now than it was this same time yesterday up in Port Huron. Tomorrow we'll get at least another 10, maybe even 15 degrees warmer than where we are today, and we'll have sunshine to go along with it. Tomorrow's really the pick of the week with 42 degrees in the morning. Keep in mind that's close to what our normal high is for this time of year, and we're hitting it at 8 in the morning and then climbing all the way into the mid-60s. Records are in the 70s next couple of days, but it's all right. We don't need to break a record. 60s are good enough. We do have a chance for rain later in the week, and we'll talk about that coming up.